I'm Kosmic Kate, or Kate, K-A-I-T, and I am the owner of Kosmic Kandles LLC, based in just outside of Houston, Texas. During lockdown, I needed something to do, and I spent $200 at Bath & Body Works, and then I said, I'm gonna try this myself. I had just moved out of state from Chicago to Houston and didn't have friends or family or anything, so I picked up a hobby and then started an Etsy shop because I was like, I want to send some to like friends and family, and they're like, okay, let me pay you for it. And tell you what, those candles were so bad. They smelled fine, but then when you lit them, there was no smell. It was like kind of, I felt so bad. And I've had friends tell me too of like, oh yeah, the first candles that you made for like the first year, those weren't it. But they were honest and kind about it. Honestly, I start with things that I like, and then I've really started branching out when it comes to like our collaborations with different creators. We have an ambassador program that started with just friends. We've expanded to like friends of friends, and like as long as it's someone we like kind of know and have the opportunity to get to know better, we'll bring them onto the program, and then the collaborations really just like broaden the horizons. 'Cause some people know exactly what they want. I've had someone who loved a scent so much, they're like, just rebrand it with my name. I was like, hell yeah, well, we can do that easy peasy. Or some people have a clear idea of like, I really want a lavender scent, or I really want something that has like mango and orange. And I'm like, okay, let me come up with a few things. I send it to them. Sometimes they're really weird, but then once I start playing around with the different oils and making more custom stuff, like it just like unlocks something, and then I'm like, oh, that gives me an idea. Even while being here, I've gotten ideas from people of being like, oh, you should really come out with something that has like, you know, more leather or more, someone mentioned patchouli, or wanting something with like a white musk. And I was like, okay, I'm on board. Let me see what I can do. Let me cook, because it is what I tell people. And I do be cooking. It's a science. It's crazy. I've been creating scents with other people who bringing their ideas to life for like a few years now, and I have yet to do a scent that is mine. And so I've been trying a bunch of different things. I kind of know what I like. I like things that are fresh and sweet, but also have a little bit of muskiness to it. So like I really like my own scent because I've been able to just like try so many different things in the past 4 or 5 years that I finally like, I knew exactly what I wanted, and when I made it happen, I was like, oh, okay, that's good. And a lot of people here agree. We're almost sold out of this scent. It's super cool. And then since I mostly do online sales, like literally like 99%, getting feedback from people like IRL, face to face, or even just reactions of people when they smell something and they're like, oh, that's not what I expected. Or they'll be like, oh, wow, that does smell like a Fruity Pebbles like cereal box. And it's cool to get that feedback in person rather than like online, hoping that someone does an unboxing or hoping that someone does a review, which our ambassadors help us out with too, which is awesome. So if you have purchased a candle or tried anything, go onto my website, leave a review. It helps so much. And this is Haley, Sloths for Sale. She has always been a friend. She came on as an ambassador. We made a scent, and then a Slothy Oak, which is a like oak moss and amber. So it's really fresh, but then that amber is like really nice and warm when you melt it. And through the sales of Slothy Oak for the past 2 years, we've adopted 3 sloths. It's kind of like Adopt a Highway. So we don't own the sloths, but it's like you send money, they give you a certificate and like some cool paperwork, and then they give you updates on the sloths. And we do a lot of cool initiatives like that. We have a Pride candle every year in June, where the funds go to the Trevor Project, who help like LGBTQIA plus youth. So efforts like that are like super fun. And being able to do that as a small business owner and just kind of like help the community and bring in people, like our ambassador program are usually smaller creators who have never had like a partnership of any kind, or they're still kind of new to partnerships. So it's also kind of a like, you know, help us help you sort of thing, where, you know, they're helping us with sales, they're helping us with networking and marketing and all that. And then my experience in the gaming space and managing creators and managing managing brand relationships, I kind of bring that in and help all of our ambassadors with securing other deals, resources when they have questions. We do like Q&A, town halls, and like we have all sorts of resources available to them to help understand like their worth in the space as an ambassador or a partner, and like how they can apply that to other programs, which is super cool. I'm really passionate about helping small to medium-sized creators like know their worth and like figure out that like how important their brand is to other brands. It's definitely a much smaller scale with what I've got going on, but we've had people who have partnered with much larger companies since working with us, taking those skill set. I even have like I don't do contracts, but I have deliverables and everything written out of like, hey, this is what a contract with a brand could look like and what they would most likely ask you to do based on each like social platform and what you can expect when you go in. And like when you have a meeting with these brands, these are the things that they're going to expect from you and what you can come prepared with. It's super cool. We work with the Sloth Conservation Foundation. We've like gotten in meetings with them too to talk about the work that they do and how we can help. It was all Haley's idea. Her username is Sloths for Sale, and she's like, I want to do something where it's a candle that goes toward the Sloth Conservation Foundation. Like she knew she wanted that right off the rip, and so that kind of helped with the inspiration of the scent too, of like, okay, we know we want it to be like a sloth kind of scent. What vibes do sloths have? And that's where the oak moss and amber came to be. I sent her like 5 or 6 different versions of the candle, and she went through and tried a bunch of them and then selected which one that we went with. And it was the #1 seller in 2023 and the #2 seller in 2024. Yeah, I do the like Spotify Wrapped every year, and we get some really cool data when I do that. I'm like, oh wow, like I've sold a lot of candles. I've made a lot of candles because I handcraft everything all by myself. Nobody helps me with that, which maybe I should get some help. But honestly, this year I've been focusing a lot on like enjoying the process. I stream the candle making sometimes. It's a little hard logistically when I'm like in the zone. But I do I've been doing like vlogs of the candle making, like in the candle making studio. It's just my office. But like enjoying the process and like realizing how cool it is while you're in it is huge, because otherwise I'm just going to be stressed and be like, oh, I got to make like 20 candles. I got to prepare for Loot Fest. Change your mindset of like, I get to make all these candles for Loot Fest. I get to make these candles that people are going to put in their homes. And then when people talk about of like, oh yeah, I got your wax melt burning in the kitchen, and then we got a candle in the living room. And I'm like I get to set the tone of somebody's home. Like who can do that? Not a lot of people. It's really fun. I'm Kosmic Kate, and I endorse this message.